All right, I hit go on my end.
All right.
Hey, Squid is a beast. How you doing?
Good. Just in time for this. Oh, welcome to the First Baptist Church of the Pokemons. I am the good Lord Reverend Charles GO Podcast in fall, and the choir director to my left is the world famous from Knoxville, Tennessee, Joseph _Ard. And I'm here to tell you the Philistine
All
that goes
right.
by the name of Keating does not know what he speaks of. He does not play the game nor listens to the show, but you do. So, all right, enough of that. Joe, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. Yeah, I was not expecting that's a bit more than I was expecting out of you. I should have expected it. But
Yeah, let's be real. That's a bit more than either one of us expecting out of me.
you
Yeah.
you have taken on a different personality since getting that once.
I am doing I am doing my due diligence, living up to my word, and I am wearing the onesie yet again. Joe, you did a good job on capturing the the horror in my face as I had to wear it. I will still say, Barry, it is warm. It is nice. I did forget it again. Joe's like, "Hey, you're not dressed for work," but that's why I leave it here in the studio because I know I will forget it, and I can just get up and put it on, which is exactly what I did. So, Joe, lead the choir and tell us in a song about your experiences of the week.
Well, in a song.
Choir director, I don't know. I lost the metaphors halfway through. I said Knoxville, Tennessee. Come on, man. It's not like we're factual on
Oh.
anything.
Man, so yeah, live on air last week, I got a shiny Zekrom that I forgot. I accidentally on
Yeah,
autopilot gave him the wrong berry.
complete.
Um, I did get a couple of Drudagons this week, so that's nice. And most everything else, I've just been trashing because I'm running out of space. I need to buy some more space. Is what I need to do.
How
Maybe when
much
I,
space? 14,000 spots or something?
how much space do I have?
Yeah.
Um, no, I have 3,200.
So you're the mega church of Pokemon bags, man. Come on. You need to be more with the people like I am. I have like 500 spots. I'm just a nice mid-sized church.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. Some of those really big churches, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but I probably will. Um,
When has this ever stopped you before?
I mean, you're not wrong, but I had a friend that used to call them Six Flags over Jesus.
Yeah, I have a friend that calls me that too. Speaking of friends, Kurt he showed up in the chat room.
Oh yeah, hey Kurt.
And he is honored that I said he might be a friend. Might is the key word.
Oh, he is a
He did not
friend. Don't
he did
lie.
not come visit me, even though he was within 4 hours. It's just a little detour. No, he went to see Tony, but not me. I said,
He's here for me.
yeah.
And
Uh,
I gotta say though, Kurt makes my mouth water seeing all the stuff he grills up and smokes and barbecues.
Not to face that one, somebody.
Hmm?
Put that on a button. Put that. Kurt makes my mouth water. Yelled by Kurt on Twitch. Not why.
Oh,
Um, I got into a few raids for sure, and thanks to Paul Puck and honestly can't remember the other one that invited me. A bunch of people invited me, and I keep it up, keep it coming. I missed the invites, whatever, but I'm definitely not ignoring you. But I got into two.
he's
Neither one
definitely
was
ignoring you.
shiny. I think stop it, Joe. I think you sit in the corner and you reflect on the word of the Pikachu. I don't know. Oh, Rampardos finally came back to me just now. That's an experience. He's been in the gym for a week. Uh, but I did get into a Zekrom battle. Caught him, but not shiny. And then blah 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 blah. Oh, Black Betty. Reshiram. Got it. Reshiram.
What
I
did
did
you
not
sing before you remembered his name?
Black Betty. Oh, Black Betty. Reshiram. Whoa, Black Betty. Reshiram. So that's how I remember the name. I don't know what to tell you. Uh, so
Okay.
was not shiny, and I did not catch it. But to be honest, I was a little just disappointed that wasn't shiny, and so I kind of half Snorlaxed it. To be honest, just didn't really try that hard, and it ended up fleeing. But it was cool, and raised up my friendship levels with whoever I was playing with and fighting with, and that was cool. Nothing spectacular in the catches. I did just get a feel with the scarf. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, to be honest. The scarf it actually looks pretty okay on it.
Oh, clip that. Charles is actually admiring
That's not what
costume.
I said. I mean, roll the tape back, play that beautiful pink footage because I was very clear as that it wasn't that bad. It looks pretty okay. Yeah, it's still not a dirty hippie Eevee. That seems. Hey, because you want to help play, name the show Squid. This is your chance. You can name the show tonight. The one that you listen to. Man, Squid is a beast. Let me just tell you. He's a beast. I think he's been listening since before I came on the show, when it was back in the Bo York days, possibly. I
Bo and
remember
Patrick and I.
thinking, I don't know for sure, but I know that was one of the first tweets I saw when I came on was, Squid as a beast was tagging us and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And I didn't get the chance to look at the Twitter and respond back today, but he caught something major today and was very excited. He's always sharing how excited he is about the catches and this and that. I love it. But here's how you play the name game, right? So you're gonna put in the exclamation point and the letter S. I'm doing it right now. And you hit the space bar, then you just type whatever you type out. Like I just typed the words "name that show," and it pops up and it says submission's been added, and that's how you submit your titles as you listen to the show. So let me see. Wait, what are those? Oh, I was like, "Ooh, what are those red things?" So I zoomed out because I just did a Team Rocket battle.
Was it a hat?
It was the Pikachu Krampus. Because I'm very disappointed to see them. Where's my stuff? I don't think I did anything else spectacular. I did charge my gotcha. I used that a little bit. So what is it again? Something 0-7. It's
Age
age 0-7. Is it space or just 0-7?
0-7.
That's the same thing as dash, Joe. It's the same thing, Joe. So I actually caught 2 Reshrams and a Zekrom. Yeah, that's about it for
You
fantastic.
caught Pokerus.
I uh
I love that you just like ha 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 ha, but you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I thought you were talking about how much poker I've been playing since I got a VR headset. From that Philistine Keating who's trying to corrupt the church of the Pokemon by spreading lies. But he tried to grab it. You caught Pokerus.
You sure did.
I've been playing the crap out of some poker again. Man, I used to be an amateur player, and the VR is kind of fired up that itch again. But I don't have time.
So, just for those that also do not understand it, real quick, Pokerus is a disease that Pokemon can get, and I say disease. It's more of a virus because it's actually beneficial.
Aces of virus. Wait, how's it beneficial?
It raises your Pokemon's hidden stats faster in the main series games.
So if they get sick and they're dying, they level up faster? That sounds right.
Maybe it's
I'll tell you let me ask you this though.
Medicine. Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z? When they die, they get better. They get stronger.
I actually did not know that. I know they I did watch some a long time ago. Way back in the 90s, children. But hey, here's the real experience of the week. How have you been enjoying the native refresh rate on this game?
I mean it's cool. but I don't know. That doesn't really tickle my fancy. It's not.
It,
It's
I,
not. It's
I'm
not a fancy tickler.
family show, Joe. It's a family show. Uh, I I love it. I'm a graphics snob, and just because I forget I've turned it on because I don't look at this game as much as I should probably as a host of a show. I probably should look at this game more, and I don't. But when it comes up, I was like, "Oh wow!" I mean, I really I understand it's going to eat my battery faster. I understand all that. I will choose to carry a battery pack if I can get Marvel Future Revolution to do native refresh rate. If I can get Marvel Strike Force to do native refresh rate. I don't think the only other game I play right now is the Stranger Things Match 3 Diamond game, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but it's one of those match the jewels and the character throws the weapon. It's not the actual Puzzle Quest team, but it's very much like the Puzzle Quest games. But I don't think I need that to be a native refresh. But I like it, Joe.
Well, I
I
mean,
like it.
I've also been playing Final Fantasy VIII some this week, so
On your phone or
no, on the Switch.
okay? How's that on this? Well, that's not what we'll talk about. We'll do that in the after. We'll talk about that in the after.
It's good,
In the
but I mean, I
afterlife.
love Final Fantasy VIII, so
Is that's the one with the dark jacketed hero?
yeah, with the Gunblade.
Yeah, that was my first Final Fantasy, my first real one because I did get into. I forget which the first one that came to the U.S. shores was. 'Cause it wasn't Final Fantasy One. It's like four or
I think it,
five.
yeah, I think it was 4 on the
Yeah, but we renumbered it or
Super
called it something.
Nintendo or something.
Yeah, I did play that some, but I didn't understand it then. I was just an action oriented kid back then. I didn't understand the idea of Final Fantasy. So 8 was the first one I played and beat, and I was a young adult at the time and loved it. Loved it. But Joseph, we have got some other experiences to share. Oh yeah, me and Panic at the Ditto are better friends now. I think we're best friend, not best friends. No, that's high.
I
We
would
haven't
have.
done.
You have. He hasn't been our friends long enough to be best.
Yeah, we are. Speak for yourself, Joe. I embrace people as soon as I meet them. I mean, Panic. I like you, Joe. You have to take a while to warm him up. I'm just saying. Uh,
Got to get
well,
those.
yeah,
Got to get those hearts up.
but I've got that first level done, and I'm working on the
So
second.
you're good friends.
Good friends. Uh,
All right, so we're taking a look at the
yes.
experiences of the week in our Discord that you can get to
Yeah.
at patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast.
Ooh, Panic got threw in a right at the last minute last week, threw in a Hundo drug Judge Dredd. I never say it, stupid name. That one I legit have difficulty saying.
Drudagon.
Drudagon.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. So then we got old man Tup clubbing some baby seals. We got duly noted with a Hundo Sandile.
Yeah.
How jealous are you, Joe?
I have a Sandile.
I know.
That's
Finally,
pretty awesome.
I got one. You had to go get one because you're jealous. But that's a Hundo Sandile. You ain't got one of them.
I sure don't. That is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It will be. I may never get a Hundo Sandile. I was gonna say it'll be a long time, but let's face it, Hundos, you never know. I don't even know how many Hundos do I even have since the beginning of the game. Boom. Let's see.
Is that a thing you
20,
can look up?
21. I have 21 Hundos. And one of those is a Sableye that I purified just so it would be a Hundo.
Nice. Nice. Terry hit a medal. Raid battle trainer achievement screen 500 times. He made the billboard 500 times.
Bum bum bum.
Canned beans.
They
Got axe you.
do exist.
I haven't seen one at all.
Ma-
Uh,
Well, he hatched it. At least I would assume. It doesn't
yeah.
actually say, but I don't think they're in the wild. I think you can only hatch them from 10k eggs right now. So,
Let's see. Hallowed Robin, aka Posty One Kenobi. He's got a bunch of shinies. He's got a shiny Curium, C Dots, Eevee. Zekrom, Seal, Reshiram, and Bidoof.
Tell me how you really feel about that shiny Eevee.
I told you. So, what about Nolte, Joe? What's Nolte got rocking?
Nolte has a Hundo Delibird and showing off some shinies, a Zekrom, Kyurem, Wurmple, and Mankey. So, good
This,
stuff.
this, oh, and that's it. That's it.
That is
You know
it.
what? It's not just the shiny show off of the week, although I guess we could absolutely call it the shiny show off of the week if we wanted to.
I
Uh,
wonder how many people watching us are like, oh, it's a Carnivine, because it's only in the southeast here. So you and I can both get Carnivine, but a lot of people can't.
I've had so many. It's
I
like kudzu, man. You just gotta nip it in the bud.
Yeah, I've trashed so many Carnivine. I know that there was one person, I can't remember who it was, but they saw me trashing them live on air and they're like, "Oh, that hurts. That hurts."
Yeah, because I get it. I mean, I'd feel the same way if it was what's the one
Boonfalant.
that's well that no, I'm thinking about more like that one in Africa. It's the big giraffe looking one that we can't get.
Oh, Tropius.
Tropius. Well, I imagine if you get 1,500 Tropius, you're trashing them. I can't get one at all. So I do understand why people are doing it. I do want a quick shout out. Terry now has a 14-year-old, and your comment was great.
Wow.
Catch kids like you do Pokemon. That's illegal. Yeah, that's yes. I
She
see.
does. She has very much grown up from, because in my mind, and this happens to anybody, and your mind remains the same picture until you see a new one, right? And so
Right.
I'm still thinking of when we met her at Go Fest a few years back, and of course,
That's when we were there with Emmett, right? All three of us were there.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, that's back when she would have been 10,
Real Thunder Cub then.
yeah, and so yeah, so yeah, she's done a lot of growing up. I literally did not recognize her. I had to ask. I was like, "Is that the same?" Because I knew he only had one daughter, so I shouldn't have even needed to ask. It'd been like, "Whoa," but yeah,
Whoa.
little wolf, she's growing up and still playing
Still,
Pokemon Go.
still playing, still on our Discord.
Yep.
So there you go. Happy birthday to you. We did not, after the big argument last week about who did what with forgetting the discussion, we forgot to do a discussion. Although I'm pretty sure one of these headlines that I found will give us a discussion point to talk about.
Oh, really? Because I was gonna say, what's your favorite Christmas tradition? Since next week is the 23rd when we're gonna be recording.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be generic, we can. How about we read the headlines and then you decide. You decide, Joe. You figure.
All right, all right.
All right. So before we do all that, you know what? Dennis said that he was going to be sending a thing for this week, and also that I needed to do some recordings with him for to do my job as a producer. I need to do some recordings with him for the Lycan and
Oh, for the
Lycan
Kickstarter.
Pride, what we call it for the Kickstarter. Yeah, LYCAN Lycan and Lycan subscribe. However, I'm going to do a search, but I'm pretty sure old Din did not actually send. Nope, he did not actually send a clip for this week, even though he texted he would. So, all right. With that being said, we'll be back in just a minute.
Bloop.
Hey, Kurt, I'm patching the game for when we record later. The Future Evolution. Make sure to download it before we get on air.
He might not even be able to hear you. We're running a commercial.
Screw you, Kurt. Tonight he's gonna be on the air and be like, "Hey, everybody, it's all gravy." All right. I wish I could trash stickers. I didn't. I mean, I did. I just don't use them enough, and I don't like
You
seeing
could just
25,
you
and
could
it's
just
all red.
ignore him.
And I try so hard, and I choke. I don't know. All right, Joe. Let's jump back in. Let me find us some music.
Sorry,
Yeah,
wrong game.
I need I need some new music. I
Yeah.
just feel like I play the same things over and over.
Good old Lindsey Sterling.
I wonder if she's going to play that song while spinning from a rope in Vegas. Uh, she comes across my
What?
TikTok.
Oh, is she
No,
doing a show in Vegas?
yeah, she comes across my TikTok from time to time because she's very talented, and I hit like on her videos and whatnot. And she had put up a clip on her channel the other day that was the Americans Got Talent, I think it was, where the exact line was, you're just not good enough to play violin from a spinning rope or something in a show and maintain it. And she's worked hard and obviously built up a following and done better. And she actually then the following clip right behind that was her spinning on a rope playing the violin. I mean, it's years later, so maybe at the
She's
time they're
like,
right.
challenge accepted.
Exactly. So we've got some headlines here, and are we just going to go in order that they're listed?
Sure, let's do this thing.
All right. So we've got the Pokemon Go Tour. There's been some new things announced as of today. I think this is breaking news today. Could have been yesterday. Definitely not a month ago. I remember. But this is
it was announced today.
yeah. Yeah, I was joking about a month ago because I was looking up news because I honestly Joe's never behind, and every once in a while something happens, and so I didn't know he was going to make it. So I'm starting to look up headlines, and as I'm
He,
going through,
he
I'm
starts
watching.
he starts panic texting me. Joe, are you okay? Joe, you didn't deny it.
No, look, choir director, you're going to be talked to in the office on Monday if you don't stop. Well, I actually found a headline, but no. So some of the headlines. I love that Google puts up the dates. So it said a month ago. Like, oh yeah, I'm not putting that up on the show. But this was actually
Yeah, those dates are sometimes misleading. Sometimes it's they added another period or changed one little thing, and now
right,
it's
just to get it bumped
current
up.
as of today.
Yeah. Pokemon Go Tour. No, they did just announce some things, and I had another headline, but this one I thought was better and more. I mean, it's Pokemon Go Hub, so it's definitely more reliable. Even though they're saying the same thing. The short version is Mexico, Taiwan, and the United Arab Emirates will have a first ever live Pokemon Go Tour event in 2022 in those three places. So no other dates or locations have been announced. This is just a short list. And it looks like it's going to be Sunday,
That
February 27th.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a date. So I have
Oh, yeah, I'm
linked.
sorry, future dates, like no more dates. I
Got
did
it.
skip over this date. You're right. But go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so I in our show notes I also have linked the official announcement as well for this.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so it'll be $25 or whatever the equivalent is for where you're at, because none of these are actually in the US. Um, just off the top of my head, I really hope the Taiwan one goes all right. Just from a politics standpoint, there has been some tension between China and Taiwan lately, so I am a touch worried about that one. But I do hope everything goes off just fine there. But yeah, so the 27th, these live events immediately after the Pokemon Go Tour live. Or no, sorry, this is part of the Pokemon Go Tour Johto.
Yeah.
Um, so they will have a live component on the 27th, that Sunday.
So in Monterrey, Mexico, it'll be at the Parque. I'm probably not saying this right. Just so you know,
Parque.
Parque Fundadora and I can't say this either. Kaohsiung, Taiwan, at the Taiwan Lantern Festival, the Abu Dhabi
United
United
Arab Emirates.
Arab Emirates at Yaspe. Yaspe. If you know, you know. Otherwise, we'll move on. So you can get tickets, $25. Let's read through some of these bullet points, Joe, because I'm trying to get a grasp on what they're really trying to do here. This sounds like more of a
Go Fest experience.
safari. Do you think more GoFest or more safari?
Well, so that first thing, the real world themed habitats, that's very much Go Fest.
Okay,
But in each of those habitats is going to have their own collection challenge.
that
Again,
is very
that's
GoFest.
very Go
Right?
Fest as well. and then being able to complete 6 local trades during the event hours at those locations. Again, a lot of this is GoFest. There will be an event exclusive special research, taking snapshots for special Pokemon to pop up. Eggs and incubators will have quarter hatch distance, twice candy from hatching eggs, extra candy from catching featured Pokemon. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen them limit a bonus like that to specific Pokemon. But not
Sure.
only that, but it seems weird because it's featured Pokemon originally discovered in Kanto. This is
But Johto.
Pokemon. Yeah, this is a Pokemon Go Tour Johto. I wonder if that's a typo.
Or is this the end of the Kanto tour? Or the Kanto tour already
No, Kanto Tour was last year. Well, earlier
this
this year.
current year,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Well, it's
so,
also says
oh,
Pokemon Go.
Civilian
Wait, wait,
Base says it is not a typo. Interesting.
well, also, there's something going on here. It says Pokemon Go Tour Live Event 2021 list. Right above where it says Monterey, Mexico, Taiwan, and UAE. So I'm wondering if this is not a continuation of the 2021 Kanto stuff, even though it's 2022 when it's going to happen.
Hmm.
Because you've got that headline saying Live Event 2021 list, and then you've got the Kanto thing down here in the bullet points.
Yeah, I think Pokemon Go Hub had a typo there because all of the dates on the official announcement are 2022.
All right, I'm gonna open up while you look at the. I'm gonna look at. You said you linked it. I'm gonna look at the official here.
Yep. And
It does say Johto on the official. Um,
yeah, and then it talks about how you'll get up to 9 free raid passes from
it-
spinning photo discs. You'll get exclusive in-game medal. That's standard with events. Special stickers, which is also standard from events. Confetti on the map. Again, they have used that in events in the past as well. I mean, all of this is great. I'm not saying it's not. Just not, all of this is pretty much stuff we've seen, especially around GoFest. Real life photo ops and lounge areas. Again, that sounds very much like GoFest as well. And then exclusive merchandise. And again, but
right. So
it does say
it does sound like Go Fest versus anything else. Yeah.
they do say this is the very first Go Tour live event. So they're excited to see
They're
people
not
there.
calling it Fest. They're essentially doing Go Fest under a different type of moniker.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do just more events in general, and now that a lot of stuff is opening back up around the world, um, makes sense that they try to do more live events. I gotta. I mean, I don't have any of the figures in front of me, and I don't even know if you could look them up to get accurate data. But I can only imagine that live events drive their profit margins up a lot, and
Yeah,
especially
well, when they get pulled off successfully, yes, I can imagine.
yes, yeah. When they're not hit with the class action lawsuit afterwards, I yeah.
Well, let me pose this to you, Joe, because of a thing we're going to read here shortly. Another headline we're going to read here next, actually. Um, they're pushing this AR scanning, and they've been talking about the mapping and everything else. What better way to get people to do that than to have a live event and tie some stuff to it and encourage it live to then build up what they needed built up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
maybe
guess. And well, I was just thinking about civilians saying it wasn't a typo.
it's not.
If you look at the no, I know. If you look at the promotional artwork, it's all or it's all Kanto Pokemon there. It's all
Yeah,
first gen
and the
Pokemon.
official says the same line, Kanto, originally found in the Kanto region, which
Yeah.
is slightly confusing, but okay.
Yep. Yeah, it is weird that they've got a Kanto specific side event right at or during the Johto tour.
Johto, the kickoff of the Johto event, yeah. Um, let's see, where was I? Let's see, and I was laughing that Dooley Production says, "Look, it's a full-grown snot salmon."
Snot salmon. Oh
Uh,
man.
All right. Well, this is an interesting thing to me. I don't know if anybody's been following the news about Facebook, the corporation, not the app, changing its name to Meta. And of course, talking about the metaverse, which is going in a sci-fi book and this and that. But basically, I think Ready Player One, this whole live universe where we can jump in digitally and be a part of it, that's basically metaverse. And it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger as well, Facebook now, Meta, is saying that's the next thing, and they're really dumping resources into it. The reason it came here tonight is not. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm not going to try to dig through the investment companies and how much money, but valued at $9 billion, Pokemon Go creator to build metaverse with fresh funding. And it's a lot of talk about cryptocurrency and different companies that are backing it. But here's the quote I really wanted to bring to the table. Niantic is building a platform for AR based on a 3D map of the world that we believe will play a critical role in the next transition in computing. This is very important. We're excited to partner with Niantic. This is Koatu general partner Matt Mezzo says we're excited to partner with Niantic because we see this infrastructure supporting the metaverse for the real world and helping to power the next evolution on the internet or of the internet. And John Hankey says we're building a future where the real world is overlaid with digital creations, entertainment, and information, making it more magical, fun, and informative. And this is something that we've been talking about a long time, Joe and I, about how you've got to realize this is not Niantic is not a game company. Niantic is a tech company. And this is a huge step that, I mean, they're raising the one, by the way, Niantic is the company in the headline valued at 9 billion. $9 billion is what this company is now, right? You know, despite arguably the fails of the Harry Potter Wizarding World, and Ingress is still doing good, and this is still doing
And then
well.
the Settlers of Catan one,
Yeah, the Sellers of
or
Catania.
Catan, however you pronounce it.
Yeah. Um, so this when you talk about metaverse, most people think jumping into a virtual world with headset, right? Where you block it virtual reality. But Niantic is the leading company to actually bridge that gap to altered reality, which is what AR stands for. And I'm telling you, these are big companies that are dumping tons of money into it and teaming up with Facebook. I just want everybody to kind of be aware and hear what's going on and see. This could mean that you'll get that world you finally wanted where, man, there's Pikachu right there. And with the right glove tech, you can feel Pikachu or you can feel the ball in your hand as you throw it. And it's overlaid over the real world and not just VR where you're sitting well, in my case, you'd be sitting in your house with the headset on, you can't see around you. Joe, what do you think about Niantic all of a sudden essentially having positioned themselves as a tech company and building all this stuff with the glasses? We saw them buy companies that do mapping. We're like, well, how's that going to play in the game? Oh, Pokemon can hide behind a tree, that kind of thing. But now they're one of the leading companies taking us into the metaverse. What do you think about that?
My first thoughts with all this is the world gonna be like what is it, a Total Recall, where there's just advertisements, or no, it's Minority Report, where they see your face and they give you specific advertisements as you're walking past stuff. I'm like, if you're taking
Yeah.
AR and you're combining it, and you're specifically combining it for something to make money off of, that's what it makes me think of. I really hope that it doesn't go that route, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Um,
You know what I mean? Like,
of course, no, I mean, honestly, of course it's going to go out. Let's be real. Money fuels everything. Tech companies are not going to make, or a game company even is not going to make a game out of the goodness of their heart. And if they do, it's going to be, we've seen it happen a million times, right? Somebody makes it and they want to keep it pure and non-commercial. Well, they're the only person who can work on it because it's their passion and there's no money there. So they have to work a day job, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So of course, yeah, I see the what you're talking about, the Minority Report, where it scans you and hey, because it's the eyeball he had in his head. Hey, Mister Takanishi, how would you like to look at it? Because he had gotten new retinas or whatever. Um,
Spoiler alert.
Like, yeah, that's going to happen because that was what will fund the future, but what other coolness might come, you know?
Um, I mean, it makes me think also of. I mean, it makes me think of media in general, but um, I highly doubt you've watched Sword Art Online. But
No. Right.
the Sword Art Online movie, um, they have a bit of technology that people are just wear 24/7 that makes it so that everything around you is has AR influence. So people will have
Okay.
this device on them, and they'll be going into a place like go into like a cafe. And they're like, oh, if you do this little survey, you'll get a free dessert or something like that from the device while they're sitting there waiting for their food to come. And so I realistically I could see Niantic trying to do something like that, especially if AR glasses, if that technology keeps improving, because Google hasn't given up on it, and several other developers haven't given up on that idea as well. And so, yeah,
I like it, and I'll be honest, man. I read a book. Well, I listened to it on Audible, and I love it still. Uh, Demon, Daemon, like the computer version. Demon, by Suarez, Daniel Suarez, and then the sequel to it is Freedom TM. Is the idea that what you're talking about, Joe, with everybody starting to wear glasses or whatever. But essentially, it's a to me, it was a great version of the future where the politics and the power that people try to hold basically kind of get. I mean, he doesn't go so far as to say it gets taken down, but what really is the power to the people? Things become more communal, and no disasters, no anything weird like that. It's just for reasons, and I suggest you go listen to the book. It's really great, or read it if you prefer. Either way, it's really great. Um, but people start becoming more communal. But in reality, is kind of like what we're seeing in our hands, right? On TikTok with creators. I discovered so many great new musicians and artists and whatnot that I can hit like, and boom, that bumps them up and gets some more attention, and then they can start making money at what they create. That's kind of what he's talking about, but with AR, right? Is you could see Joe Art in public. And man, I really like how you hung out with us today at Go Fest, and he ranks up, right? And he gets a lot positive. If you're a negative person, if you do bad things, you get ranked down and those kind of things. And also, then you ever play those video games where you can hit a button and it shoots the path out for you? It shows you where you need to go. That was also in that book too, like in the glasses. That's the future I like. That's the metaverse that I'm interested in,
Ma-
that Niantic can help us get to,
Mario
possibly.
Odyssey has a feature like that. If you play it on easy,
Yeah,
it'll give you a little route of
little
where to
boost and
go.
yeah,
My kids play with that on so that they don't
yeah,
so that
your
they
kid
always know where to go.
sure. It's your kids. No, I'm not gonna lie, every time I start a new game, um, like the ones I rent to see if I'm gonna, really get into it, I'll start on easy just so I can get the hang of it and get the story. If I really get into it, then I'll bump up the difficulty level. And my favorite, I'm gonna tell you all the game creators, I don't know how hard it is to do, but my favorite is where it optimizes the difficulty level behind the scenes while you're playing. So if it gets to a part that's a little too hard for you, it's just not is above your skill level. You don't notice it, but it becomes easier. So you still kind of have that smooth gameplay of
Final
um,
Fantasy VIII does that. So
yeah,
as your characters level up, the bad guys around you level up.
yeah. Borderlands was one of the first games that I played that did that. I loved it. Um, so anyway, all that being said, that I thought was a very interesting just blip because again, the article's more about what companies are funding it to give it more credence and about how much money's going into it. But it's going to be different. It's going to be interesting. Now, this is another one I found and brought to the table. Joe and I have been talking about the AR scanning here a lot over the last couple of weeks because it's become this big thing now, right? With the powered up and they're temporary, but the powered up spins, stops, Pokey stops that you can do. And this one I'm going to kind of take out some of the hyperbole from the person writing the article. But this is from Game Rant, which, is 50-50 on how they do things. But they did at least link to and post the Reddit post that they're basing this off of. But essentially, a Reddit user, user P47556166, had gone out into the public and was going to do the AR scanning. Now, there's so many. This is the one I think will bring us some discussion, possibly. But this one, I'll just read the Reddit post. And he said scamming. I think he meant scanning. Never again. Pokestop scanning. Never
No,
again.
I
I was,
no, I don't think that was a typo.
you know, think it's typo. You think it was scamming?
No, I think they consider the scanning scamming.
Gotcha. All
That
right.
Niantic is scamming us in order to just get us to do their dirty
Hey,
work.
you know what? It is. I mean, you and I kind of talked about that. That I don't know about scam is the word I'd use. It really has a more negative connotation than I feel about the scanning. But I'm still not going to do it because I don't want to do your work for you just for a little extra bits and baubles in the game that I mean, really, even in the economy of the game, aren't worth that much. So, because I know what I'm feeding you, helping you build your metaverse by do this, which is going to be $1 billion franchise for you to get into that multi-billion-dollar. So, come on, Niantic, pay me, not literally, but give me more than an extra Pokeball. Anyway, here's the post from Reddit. I was at the local park scanning a Pokestop and happened to pan over a group of people, probably 11 or so. All of a sudden, one woman called out, "Turn off the webcam. We can see you filming us." I didn't say anything and started walking away. All of a sudden, she pulled out her phone and took a picture of me and said, "I'm posting you to the city Facebook group, creep. Safe to say I'll never scan again, not even if there's no people around." And then there's an edit. It says tons of people asking why I just didn't explain to her it's Pogo, but it all happened so fast it hit me by complete surprise. I had 11 people all staring at me like this, and there's a picture. I guess I'm not clicking on it. It just dipped out ASAP. So my point of bringing this is not to talk about the scanning specifically. And yes, they always say be aware of your surroundings, blah, blah, blah. But in this case, we've talked about this, Joe, many, many times. We talk about how many different types of people play this game. You got agoraphobic people who play from home or just in their neighborhood, right? You've got socially awkward people who are using it to get out and talk to people more and connect. You've got real go-getters out there. You've got all kind of people. You got kids and families playing. This game brings all kinds of people to the table, and it's very, very public. And yeah, no, I don't mind that you dipped out. I don't think you have to explain anything. I see. My point is, they're in a public park, right?
Yeah, they're in a
And
public
then
place.
all of a sudden, this one woman's like, "Turn off the light. We can see you filming us." Why? Who cares? Do you know how many photo bombs that you've done in your life
Without
before
even
there's
realizing it.
not even exactly. You've ever been to I'm not trying to go as big as Disney. I know there's plenty of people who've never been to Disney, but theme park is where I was looking for. You ever been to a theme park, a kid's soccer game, a baseball game, any kind of public event? You're probably in a million photos throughout your lifetime from the time of cameras were invented when you were a baby, to now. And now, especially now with selfies and video, this whole situation, one, actually, can we go to the
To the
Reddit?
Reddit
No,
post.
I'm trying to find if we can go to Reddit post and see what other people are
Yeah.
saying about it. Because
Yeah.
one, the post itself seems a little weird, but taking it at face value, it wasn't the scanning that was the problem. Surprise! You thought I was going to beat up Niantic. No, I'm not actually beating up anybody. It wasn't the scanning that was the problem. It was how the public was responding to it. And I get if you have any reasons not to confront anybody, I'm not asking you to confront them, but I am asking you to realize this wasn't Niantic's fault. It wasn't even your fault. This was the weirdo who supposedly, thank you, Jesse. You're linking that in. You linked it into our chat, and I'm clicking on it. This was the weirdo that overreacting was weird and made it weird for you and ruined the experience for you. And why did they do that? What can we expect? I guess that's my discussion, my question to you, Joe. What should we expect as players of how we comport ourselves in public, how we respond to other people in public, and what is your thoughts on this post?
I mean, this person is by themselves. We don't know how old they are.
Sure.
So there's those two things to consider. We don't know their gender. We don't know anything. All we know is, well, I mean, you kind of assume it's a guy because generally you don't call a girl a creep. At least in my mind, when I hear the word creep, I immediately think of a guy,
You
personally.
know?
Um, and now everyone is like, huh, creep. Yeah, no, I do think of a guy. um, and uh, and so I get it from both standpoints. I do think that the woman overreacted, but I also get they don't want to be filmed.
I'm sorry. You're in a public park. You don't
No, no,
have a
no.
choice.
I understand that as well. They from a legal recourse standpoint, they have nothing to stand on. That doesn't change how they felt. You know what I mean?
I'm
Just
yes, I know what
because
you mean, but I am going to take a different stance, but go ahead.
just because um it's not I don't think the guy did anything wrong. Let's preface it with that. But that still doesn't change how the woman felt. She obviously felt threatened. Maybe we don't know what
Well, I can't judge.
experiences we don't know what experiences she's been through in her life.
I do think you're leaning a little too far in because all I get you're being considerate, and that's fair. I'm going to take. I'm not going to consider this guy's. The poster. I'm not going to consider the posters really what they're thinking about or the woman. The whole real point is because honestly, you've been in the world, Joe. How many people are really having an issue? And let's be real, Joe. If you have a big enough issue, you don't want to be videoed. You've got to take steps to not be videoed. Besides just yelling at someone, and they say I'm posting on the city Facebook group. That's not a response from somebody who's had trouble. The people who've had trouble disappear. And I can tell you before you get on me and
No,
come at me, it's
she
fine.
comes across as a Karen. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
and honestly, yeah, Dooley says look on YouTube for First Amendment audit and no expectation of privacy. Yeah, um, but you're right, Joe. She does come across that way. But the reason I say you got to take steps to not be filmed, I know a personal friend of mine who adopted kids out of the foster system. And then, of course, my kids have worked with programs like 4-H, which are funded by government things. Like the one in our area is funded by UGA, University of Georgia, which makes it a government tied in thing. So they have, I say all that to say, they have specific rules on how to take pictures, what you can share and can't share of other people's kids in those groups because with my kids, I mean, I am who I am, so like they can be whatever, but they're very specific to make sure that the kids are protected, so on and so forth. So people, whether they want to or not, have to take those efforts to make sure these kids aren't photographed or whatever because there's special circumstances. That means even in a public park, though, my buddy Nolan and the kids are all kind of grown now, but he would take them to the park, but he's not going around asking people, hey, don't take pictures, right? He's not saying, hey, if it's so bad that they can't have pictures made, they don't go to the park. I think just in this situation, and this is why it's a good discussion, Joe. I think this can be our discussion if you choose to accept, is that I am a confrontational. Actually, no, I'll be honest. I'm not a confrontational guy. I don't like confrontation if I can
You don't
avoid
like
it.
people.
I don't. I really don't. Oh, you got a shield near you. Whatever
Yeah,
that.
it's a cryogonal.
Crap, nice. Um, but I am the best way I can describe how I feel about situations like this for myself is Captain America's speech at Agent Carter's funeral. Right. Sometimes you got to be a tree and tell the world no, you move. And I'd be like, you know what? Post me on the Facebook. I'll get on that Facebook page and I'll post this video and I'll talk about exactly what I'm doing. And honestly, you're in a park, and I can film you all day long in the park. I just can. That same person, if they got pulled over by police or they felt threatened by any way, they'd have their camera out filming. Right? I don't
Yeah.
know. I
They
feel like
they
I'm not thinking in the wrong direction. I don't want to go, but that's okay.
they just the woman seems like she likes to make a big deal out of everything. She's overly dramatic in general, but I mean, this is just one experience, and it's from this person's perspective. It may have been very
Right.
different. I
And
do
do
like
want to
I do like one suggestion in the comments from Bufo Amorous says I'd recommend scanning the ground. This is what I do whenever I get a scan task for a Poffin. Niantic gets what they don't pay for. Crowdsource your labor for free, and you get junk data from me.
Ah, fair enough. That's actually not a bad way to do.
There was someone I can't remember who, but mentioned in our comments that they just scanned their floorboard of their car because they don't even get out.
Yeah, that actually might have been the Reddit comments, but so it's there's a couple things here. One, I still want you to walk away with this that this had nothing to do with Niantic. This has nothing to do with actually them wanting you to do AR scanning or your experience with the game. This has everything to do with a real world person and how they react. The second thing I'd like to ask everybody is one, how would you handle it yourself? You go to our Reddit post and answer that question, or go. I mean, unless you want to do the Christmas thing, Joe. But I think the questions are, and we can do both. It doesn't matter. We can put them all up, all the questions. You just answer whatever you want. But how would you handle it? And would you run away? I'm not asking anybody to start a fight, but it's like, what I get that I'm sorry. I talk around things, so I get my mind on it. And this is what I was going for. The second question is, how do we handle this as a gaming community? Yeah, I talked about early days of raiding, and I'd go out and we were all standing on essentially private property, kind of, just blocking up somebody's sidewalk. And they were okay with it. They actually asked about it. They learned, oh, what's this? What are y'all doing? What's this game? Okay. But I was very conscious of, is this public? Is it private? Can we do this? It turned out to be mostly private, and they put up signs saying no Pokemon Go playing here, blah, blah. But that was later. But, there's some gray areas, but what do we need to do in this? Go ahead, Joe.
No, that's good. I'm typing it up. I'm putting it into discussion.
Okay.
Hop onto the Reddit, reddit.com/r/Pokemon Go Podcast, or you're gonna post it on Spotify, right?
Yeah, when I post a show, I'll put it on Spotify, and it'll be there as a question. So if you listen on Spotify, you can. And I use Spotify for music. I have not used Spotify for podcasting, but it does bring that extra tool of when we put these questions. If you listen on Spotify, you can actually answer as you're listening to the show. Dooley's still focused on the First Amendment, which protects you when filming in public. You can use the footage to disseminate to the public. What you can't do with their likeness without their consent is use it for commercial purposes, like filming a movie, blah, blah, blah. But I don't even think this is the point. She said, well, the quote is, we don't know. And that's the other reality. You have to understand we're only getting one side of the story. And it does sound like a story that would absolutely happen in Pokemon, right? We know
Yep.
what it's like to be out there in the world. We know when you get weird looks and what are you doing? Actually, the reverse is for me. I know when somebody's playing Pokemon, I can go talk to them because of how they're looking at their phone and what I know is what's going on in the game, right? I can see it. Oh, you're playing Pokemon. Let's talk. Um, I don't know. I think I've harped on enough. You got anything else you want to say on that one?
Nah, just in general, not even just with this. I just encourage people to be considerate.
Yeah, not that the poster. Yeah, if everything is taken according to what's written, the poster wasn't doing anything wrong. But yes, Joe, I'm with you.
Yep.
Be considerate of your space. I'll be honest, even though I'm that oak tree, and depending on how she came at me, I might just like, Psh, I'm out. It's not worth it. I'll go to another place. I don't care. You know. All right. You found this tweet by the Pokemoners, Joe.
It's your
And
favorite.
it's right up your alley.
Apparently Pokemon and bag space has been increased to Pokemon has been increased to 5,500 and item bag space has been increased to 4,500. I do need to increase my bag space, but yeah, I'm still 2,000 away from that one. So
I'm so far away. It might as well be Australia right now. And I just
I wonder how much money that would actually take to increase, because you get, what is it? Now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to do some quick math here.
I'm gonna tell you some numbers right now.
So bag space, you
Right,
increase
Pokemon
it by,
storage item bag. The increased item bag is 200, and the increased Pokemon storage is 200
yeah,
coins each.
to get 50 extra space. So
Okay, and
it's,
what do you start with when you first start? What do we start with?
well, what do you have?
I've actually made mine. Is it like 200 though? Is what you start with?
So it's 400 Pokecoins per 100. So per 1,000, that's
1,000
4,000 Pokecoins
each.
per 1,000. And
Uh,
so I would still need for Poke storage. I'm at 3,200, so I could increase it by 13 by no by 2,300. So it would take me, let's see, so that's 8,000, not 9,200 if I did the math right real quick. I think 9,000, no, that, yeah, 9,200 Pokecoins. So let's just say it's 9,000 for me, and I've done a lot of upgrades. So 9,000 Pokecoins is somewhere between 40 and 100. $40 doesn't cut it. It would be almost $80 to do that.
yes,
It's like $70.
I'm going back to Twitch. I don't know what we start with. I know it's not 500, but at 4,500 spots, I just did the math like you're talking about. Just did it by 4,000. It is 16,000 coins to get up to 4,000 from zero. So let's assume you had 500. It'd be 16,000 coins for just a Pokemon. Another 16,000. Actually, it went to 5,000, didn't it? Not 4,000, 5,000. Right?
Yeah, so the Pokemon
That's
space went
times
up to
five, not four.
5,500.
20,000. 20,000 Pokecoins for just the Pokemon and 20,000 coins for just the storage if you were to
S-
max it out,
So it's
assuming you
like
have 500 to start with.
so it's like 150 to $200 to upgrade from nothing to all the way.
That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be honest with you.
But then when you compare that to like buying a Switch game or something, you're like, hmm.
Oh, no, I'm not doing it. I mean, I
No, no,
totally
no.
see but
But
yeah.
whenever I think about money spent on games, that's what I think of. I'm like, okay, how many games on the Switch could I buy? Le- legit games. Like, I'm not talking those $2 third party, no one knows developers. I'm talking about
Hey, there's
like
some good ones out there, though.
well, no,
You
that's
about
fine.
30 to $50 per game.
Yeah, I'm talking in that
At
range.
$50 a game, you're talking about 4 games. At 30, you're talking about 6 games.
Yeah. So it's
Like,
spend what you want, just spend wisely.
um, that's one of my favorite little things to pop up on TikTok, which is the problem with being an adult is having access to adult money, and then they show this silly thing that they bought that is really cool half the time, but yeah, you didn't need. But here's the thing: it's your life. As long as you're paying your bills, you're taking care of your obligations. I got a friend of mine that all he does is love to do is go do karaoke, and he makes really good money. He has no family, no kids, no wife, no girlfriend. He lives alone. He's not huge on technology, those kind of things. So he'll go out and he loves to drink, and he'll drop a couple $100 in a night, depending on where he is, to drink and sing karaoke because that's what he wants to do. If you want to spend a couple $100 in this game because it's what you want to do, knock yourself out. But I'm with Joe. You kind of need to know where your money's going, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well,
But
and I've
I
got
actually thought it was horrible. It wasn't that bad or price for that much space.
yeah. Well, and I've got a friend that I don't know how much he spent on this, so I'll preface it with that. But he spent some money to buy another grown man a Snorlax onesie. This friend of mine.
That is very fair. That is very fair, Joe. You know, like I said, I'll do the show for a month from Paris if someone wants to take me there. I'm down. Just saying. All right, we've got the Chansey event which is the first of 4 events coming up at Chansey
Did,
Park in Fukushima.
real quick, did we talk about the new raid achievement?
No, I don't. I must accidentally typed in done, so I didn't mean to do that.
Okay, we'll get back to that in just a second. So there is a chance event that you talked about.
Uh,
Um,
okay, this is an artist drawing, but if this is the real park, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool,
no,
man.
so
That's cool.
this link, if there's a little arrow on it, there's 9 pictures here.
Yeah,
So there are some real
it's
world pictures.
real.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, I'm not a Pokemon fan, even I'm going. That's the bomb, man. That is so cool. That Philistine Keating would hate it. He couldn't even handle the awesomeness that is in this park.
So many chances. Yeah, no I wonder if that is a permanent park. Like that seems
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it's
it
a
is.
permanent park.
Yeah. As a connoisseur of children's playgrounds, I have 4 kids, and that's when you're broke. That was exactly what you do is go there to entertain them. No, that's a real thing, and
No, no,
that's a
no. No, I
thing.
know it's real. I just
Right,
wonder
but
if
I
it's
mean, that's
permanent.
the regular structure. I mean, I guess you can spend a ton of money to put them up temporarily, but
But
then I
yeah.
would expect you to make money on that somehow, and this does not look like it's gonna charge for you to get in,
Well,
because it's
and
not that park, it's just some playgrounds and stuff.
and by the title of the post, it seems like it's literally called Chansey Park.
Yeah,
So, but that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
that is really cool, and they're gonna do a Chansey event, and
Come on, let's be real, Niantic. They they should just spawn Chansey. That should be a Chansey nest year round.
year-round, yeah. I'm laughing at the first poster, or the first response here says, "That Lickitung looks like every moment of its existence is an agony," because it's a slide, and it does. I mean, the face he painted did look great. But then somebody says, "I hope they set up a speaker next to it that just plays a constant steady." Ah!
Oh man! And then
Uh,
Dooley, he sent us bits earlier, and then just did another tier 1 subscription, gifted it to
thank you,
Squid as the
Julie.
Beast.
Oh,
So
and he explained the whole snot salmon, apparently Snorlax in
Sweden
Sweden. Thank you.
translates to snot salmon.
So, man, Dooley, you're the best. Gave Squid a tier 1 sub. That's amazing. That's cool. And honestly, if anybody deserved it, Squid deserves it. He's awesome. So, but now this Joe, we would go and play, event or not. We would go and do the Pokemon. Now here's the that's right now. That's the danger. 2 grown men with no kids with them are going to go to this park with their phones,
don't
scanning
don't worry.
AR stuff, taking
We're gonna do the AR scan.
yes, but we're constantly on our phones. That's the thing. But let's be real. If you see a big park like this, and I would hope there's at least a sign to explain, hey, this is a big thing. People are going to come that may or may not have children and play on their phones. You need to be aware of that. Somebody did make a post. The Chansey slide's like, how are those kids getting to the top of the slide? I agree. I'd like to see the other side of that structure. I see stairs in the back side of it. Um, there's a swing set. There's a Pikachu bench, which is about right. Pikachu is only good for having a bench. You know what's not here, Joe?
Snorlax.
Dirty hippie Eevees. None in sight.
There's no Snorlax in sight. You could fix that. Go take a picture there.
That's true. Good, but this is cool, man. But it does have some potential dangers there. And then this new raid achievement, Walk Star.
Yeah, I've already seen some people talking about this. So, the Walk Star achievement is apparently whoever walked the most kilometers the previous day. Seems weird to include that as a raid achievement because it has literally nothing to do with the raid.
I know why they did it.
Why?
2 reasons. They've talked about, well, first off, they talked about wanting to get people out. So it's the only scoreboard really in the game that you can put something up like that we look at, right?
Okay.
So I think that's number 1. But number 2 is they've talked about bringing back the requirements to walk to get into premium raid passes and those kind of things.
Not for raid passes. They've talked about it for PvP, but they said they're not going to bring that back for PvP.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe my first one is just the right one then.
I know a lot of people have been being like, "Oh, I know who's using some cheaty apps to increase their kilometers walked now." Because apparently there's some cheating stuff out there to get your walking distance up. But yeah, there's a lot of people that have been posting, "Hey, now we
Yeah,
know who's cheating."
that's fun.
Dooley mentions one of them that I've heard of in chat. I'm not going to say it on air just because if you want to cheat, you find it out on your own. I'm not going to tell you. uh, but yeah, so
Squid, and many people probably listening to the podcast want to know, why you want to come live to Twitch or be a part of Patreon, those kind of things. And with this gift of a sub, Squid's asking, what do I do with it? It gets you, if you look at the little smiley face, it gets you some stickers that you can use, emotes. That's the word I'm looking for. There is some emotes that you can use in the chat that other people can't get. I think that's about it right now for us. But it's just a nice thing. And some other channels, if you get it, there's all kind of other levels you can do. So there, Joe's putting some of the emotes in there that you can only have if you run the channel, like Joe is logged in as the channel runner right now, or if you have a subscription. So
or there's ways to also unlock it just based on how much you've been here live as well.
yeah, but I think it's only the oh no that you get when you do
Oh, maybe.
um so all right. I know we got some other cool stuff going on. Anything else with these headlines, sir?
No, not from the headlines, sir.
So
Not from the
yeah, no,
headlines.
we got some people. Oh man, we're running along again.
Yeah, we are.
Patreon, right? We talk about patreon.com. The reason you go there is Joe and I record anywhere from 30 from 10 to 30 minutes of pre-show where we tell stories and share things that just don't make the show. Sometimes it becomes a joke on the show. What was that? Oi!
Oi!
What's the I
It,
forget. We had some joke about that. It came from the pre-discussion. And then of course, if you're live on Twitch, you'll get the middle and most of the end, but not all the end, because sometimes we keep talking after we even cut off the broadcast. So that's why you go to patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. You get that every week in a feed, plus no commercials are in that podcast feed. So you can join at the Filthy Casual level or the Embracing underscore level, and you'll get it. And of course, you have Discord as a great community and a way to hang out together. Right now, we're in a place to speak pipes, which you don't have to do anything but go to PokemonGoPodcast.com and click on the link on the right hand side. Leave a message. This one came in from Diva's site last week, right after, or right as, or right after the show ended. I'm not entirely sure, but here we go. It's spinning.
it's thinking about it.
It's thinking about it. It is just spinning. Well, let's see if.
You spin me right
Uh,
round, baby,
nope.
right
I think
round.
we'll have to reload Speak Pipe. All right, try this again. Here we go.
Tonight on Pokemon TV, a special adaptation of the beloved book Old Yeller, starring Eevee as Old Yeller, Joseph Art as Middle Alice, and Charles the Filthy Casual as Travis, who savagely dispatches innocent little Eevee. Also, you can't miss the special guest appearance by Pikachu, who cries.
Yep, that's right.
Bye, Hip Eevee.
Hit Evie. All right.
But
So
now you do realize you need to find if you have any hippie Eevees, you need to save one and name it Old Yeller.
I will go look and see because I have a shiny hippie Eevee, and I've pretty much kept all my shinies so far. So there's a chance I have one. But let's this is from Caesar yesterday.
Hey guys, just wanted to say that a Pokemon that was released as a shiny and the regular at the same time was Clamperl and its evolutions.
Okay.
There you go, Caesar. Thanks for your casinos and your salads. And drop
So yeah, I thought I said last time I wasn't 100% sure, but I was thinking that Druddigon was the first one to have its shiny immediately released, and I stand corrected.
There you go. All right, Joseph underscore freaking Ard.
Hey there!
Whoa,
Oh,
let's not do that.
there goes my eardrums. That's what
Hey
time it
guys,
is.
time for the Load Up Podcast, and I just want to ask Joe what time it is.
It is time for random trivia. And this week, I'm going to talk about Chansey. We are a little bit low on time, so it evolves from Happiny and it evolves into Blissey, but I'm only going to talk about Chansey tonight. Chansey is the egg Pokemon. It is a normal type Pokemon. First appears in Generation 1 in Kanto. It is a favored Pokemon of Nurse Joy in the first four generations of the game. And then it shifts to Audino. But yeah, so Chansey, our beloved pink Pokemon that runs away all the time in the Safari Zone if you played the main series games. The red and blue Pokedex entry says a rare and elusive Pokemon that is said to bring happiness to those who manage to get it. One of the moves that I always found slightly disturbing that Chansey can learn in the main series games is what is it? Soft boil, I think. Let me just double check that. But I think it's soft boiled is the signature move where it eats the egg that it has, I think,
Okay.
and it heals itself.
Really says yes, it's soft boiled.
So yeah, soft boiled. So there's that. Chansey, if I'm not, I thought one of the Pokedex entries, and I'm just gonna do a quick scan, but I think one of the Pokedex entries, yes. So Pokemon Stadium, says lays very succulent eggs every day. If it is treated with love and care, its eggs appear to become even more delicious. So I don't think these eggs are Pokemon. I hope.
You hope.
Because several of the other Pokedex entries talk about how they're super nutritious and that Chansey uses that or shares them with injured Pokemon and people to heal them and things like that. So I hope it's not a real Pokemon, but it is what it is.
I need to do that next time we say it's time for random trivia.
Chansey, its name comes from a combination of chance and Chansey. I mean, it's yeah,
Sure.
Chansey,
No.
and it's a reference to how rare it is to catch. Like Chansey is probably the hardest Pokemon in Red and Blue to get, just because you can only get them in the Safari Zone, and basically they're going to run away from you all the time. So unless you use a glitch, then they're super easy to get. But there's that. Yes, there's a glitch in Red and Blue where you can find Pokemon from the last grass you were in a very specific spot. And if you use a glitch to do that, then you can catch Chansey with all kinds of different Pokeballs instead of just the Safari Zone balls. Anyway,
Right.
good
Or
old
not.
Chansey.
That was a nice throwback on trivia.
Yeah, well, I figured the Chansey Park, might as well talk about Chansey briefly.
Yeah. So, and no, Joe put a note here like, should we skip it? No, people want their random trivia, man. They want me to stop my Church of the Pokemon shenanigans so they can hear trivia.
The
We can't skip
very
that.
best, like no one ever was. You're
It's
you're
going to be
playing.
like no one. Come join us. on the Pokemon Go Podcast.
You know you're playing music, right? Okay.
I'm not playing music.
That's why I was singing, because you were
I'm
playing
not
music.
playing music.
Yeah, you
No,
were.
no,
All right.
no.
Whatever you say,
That's,
Charles.
Do you smell Lickitung, Joe? Are you having a stroke?
Oh, you know what it is?
What? Yeah, not me.
Dooley's playing music on the stream with bits.
Oh, okay. And we can't hear because it didn't go on the screen for some reason. Yeah, we never did figure out why that broke. Anyway, email show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. If you'd like to make Joe think he's hearing things only he can hear and nobody else can, go play sound alerts on our channel on twitch.tv. We'll get there. Pokemon Go, if you want to do that speak pipe, right? Go to our webpage, PokemonGoPodcast.com. Leave your messages. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go Podcast, where you can answer the questions and the discussions that we put out and even suggest your own news stories or things to talk about there. Facebook is gone. Screw them, Meta. Twitter is at Pokemon Go Pod. And join us every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern on twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast, like Abbott and Costello did. Julie Productions, Lori Pub, Lurks, all these are bots. Posty Juan Kenobi, which is hallowed be the name, Robin. Hallowed Robin is Posty Juan Kenobi. That could be, if you don't read that better, that could be said something different. Squid is the Beast made it tonight. Video by Kurt is here. Weird Tigger 27. And the
Did
bot.
you switch?
Would you let me do my bit?
Never.
You passed the collection plate and you let me preach. My favorite bot that's here every week, Squishy Twitchy, is in the chat as well. Joe, you kill me, man. But where can they find you on the web?
Here live, interrupting your bits. But if you elsewhere, twitter.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. No, wait, that's ours. Joseph_Ard is where you can find me personally. What about you, Charles?
Well, before that, are we going to see anything in 2022 from...
No, everyone's going to go blind.
Sort of Geekdom? Well, we'll hear anything from a Sort of Geekdom then.
We'll see.
That's a soft maybe. It's a soft world. You might eat it and get healthy. You never know.
Yeah, excuses keep getting made. We'll put it that
are
way.
A Sort of Geekdom, my friend.
No. From me, I'll probably post some Final Fantasy VIII on my YouTube channel. But as far as the D&D podcast that I've been trying to get started forever, we'll see.
I gotcha. You can find me, Rock Out a Pod, on Twitter, Rock Out Podcasting across social media, Charles McFall, CharlesMcFall.com. One EMS. It's the holidays have been major for the ambulance company, so One EMS kind of slowed down. We're still making posts and those kind of things, but my interviews aren't going up as much, and I haven't done any interviews in a few weeks, but that's all about to change here. As of this recording, in about 2 weeks, we'll get past the holidays and I'll be back to normal and I'll be getting stuff done. So definitely, if you want to know about the life of EMS and specifics in Georgia right now, go check it out and just kind of support your community, even by following us and giving us those likes. It'd be awesome. You know what else you can do? Phil, you can pretend to watch the show sometimes, and you can also tune in next week to hear Joe say,
Phil!
Doesn't listen.